We're live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Live from the GME studio, it's Good Morning Entrepreneurs.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Good Morning Entrepreneurs.
Are you an entrepreneur who has felt like you were all alone on your business adventure? Well, you're in the right place.
You know, being an entrepreneur can be lonely and challenging at times, looking for people to bounce ideas off of and get feedback.
Welcome to Good Morning Entrepreneurs,
the show designed by entrepreneurs for entrepreneurs just like you.
Keep watching for your dose of entrepreneurial fun with the Roving Reporters and, of course, Kim and Carrie.
As we like to say around here, buckle up, Buttercup.
Good morning, entrepreneurs, and welcome to show number 103. I am joined today by my beautiful co-host, Denise Millet. She is the findability queen and can help with all kinds of things, SEO and otherwise, we'll say, for the quick one, Denise Millet.
Thank you.
If you have just tuned in for the first time, I am the loudmouth around here. I will just say that. I am Kim White. I am the founder and fierce leader of the My Sexy Business team and community, an instigator all around. So, Denise, thank you for being willing to come and be rogue with me today.
Oh, you're so welcome. And honestly, you give me the gift of this show every week. I love this show. It's so inspiring to be here. And I hope that everybody out there who's looking for those nuggets of how do I do this or how do I do that, or any entrepreneur at any stage of the game can find something here. And I wish I had this a couple of years ago when I was starting out. So I'm just grateful to be a part of it and helping others, get something to move them forward. So
looking for all the possibilities we can give you.
Absolutely. So what do you say we kick things off, Kim, and head into our entrepreneur land?
Yes, please. I love entrepreneur land. I always laugh and say, this is the land we live in. So our theme this week is confidence leads to authority. I am hoping that throughout the show, we can show you some things that as you get more confident in them, you actually build credibility and authority with others. So I think when we're kind of sketchy sounding, sometimes it might be nerves that you're hearing from someone. And we don't want that for you. We want you to be seen as the go-to person for what you're doing. So we hope to show you practicing brings that confidence.
Oh my goodness, practicing. We all need practice over and over and over again, because it really does make a difference, and it makes it so much easier on you and less stressful. So it brings authority, but it also brings calm, I think, and that's a really great thing too.
Well, I think that the witness we have of literally building confidence is in the Chronicles. GME Chronicles is actually about everyone practicing in this community. They are all doing different things, but they're doing so many amazing things. Jill does a great job of gathering all of these numbers up for us so we can be wowed weekly. How's that, Denise?
Thank goodness for Jill. Let's move to the Chronicles.
Thank you, Kim and team. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the GME Chronicles. My name is Jill Olish, and we have some updates for you today, April 4th, 2025. The GME Chronicles is a celebration of moving the needle in our businesses. And we want to share these numbers out loud with you, not to show off, but to show what's possible when we come together in business. Last week's numbers included 4 Pilates classes with Kat. My Sexy Business held the paint, crochet, and quilt party. Kitchen to Kitchen, rounds 30 and 31 of Fire Up Mastermind. 2 sessions of Simple Publishing Mastermind, and 1 session of Groundwork Brigade Mastermind. We want to say a happy congratulations to the Fire Up Masterminders who have completed round 30. Congratulations! Pat posted 1 new blog, Listening to Your Body, Knowing When to Skip a Workout. Adam posted 4 new interviews. These included interviews with Cyrus Tipu, Georgia Stitt, Rachel Sage, and Jason B. Schmidt. And My Sexy Business went live with show number 102 of Good Morning Entrepreneurs. Be sure to check out our YouTube channel and subscribe so you never miss an upcoming show or any new clips. 6 new podcast episodes dropped last week. Go give them a listen. We had Sisters in Service with episode 188, Mucked Up Mike Self-Care with episode 101, 5 and 15 Interviews Leadership Series with episode 58, Late Bloomer Living with episode 225, Buckets and Boom Gates with episode 95, and Mama Outspoken with episode 20. On Clubhouse, Adam and Kim hosted the My Sexy Business Not Preview Room on Wednesday. And on Thursday, we held the 29th Walk and Talk with the community. You can connect with the Roving Reporters through the GME directory. Head over to mysexybusiness.com/GME and you can connect with the Roving Reporters there. Last week's number of 27 brings our grand total to 6,369 amazing things done collectively by this community in just 3 years and counting. We look forward to more updates coming up next week. If you are ready to join us on the fun around here, you can find us coming up at Sticky Note Time Accountability Group tomorrow, and save the date for the Fierce Entrepreneur Summit on April 16th at 6 p.m. Central. As always, you can join us in the community on the Clubhouse audio app, in the Buckets and Boom Gate studio, at Groundwork Brigade Mastermind, at the Walk and Talk, and Kitchen to Kitchen, plus wherever you're watching now for Good Morning Entrepreneurs. Be sure to head over to our events page at mysexybusiness.com/events for upcoming information and events. Back to you in the GME studio.
Wow. Wow.
Very exciting. Oh, we forgot almost to cheers.
Cheers.
Very exciting. So I want to say congrats to everyone who participates in those numbers, because that's a phenomenal number. All started with 0, or as Adam corrected me last week, it all started with 1. So I'm giggling because, Adam, I think I'm just being rhetorical for a minute. It should start with 0 because it's a thought, and then we put it into action. But I don't know. Y'all weigh in and tell us.
Chicken and egg thing? Is that what
Exactly.
this is? Like, I don't know if we can get existential on GME. I'm not sure we can.
I think you all should weigh in and vote for the 0. I'm the 0. Adam's the 1. Vote for it and let us know when
Sounds
you
like a
think
poll.
it.
Definitely. Definitely.
I love it. Well, we do have a birthday girl who just celebrated her birthday yesterday, and we did play a video last week. And she did see it, just so y'all know, like she already saw it. But we want to still give a big shout out to you, Denise Millet, because yesterday was your birthday. I believe she turned 16 last week. So
I guess 36, 63, whatever. Like, the number doesn't matter anymore. After you get to a certain point, you're like, oh, I'm here. That's good.
that's right. We like having birthdays.
Yeah, birthdays are good. I'll take that versus the alternative. But thank you so much. The video was awesome and very cheerful.
You are
I
so
really
welcome.
loved it. Thank you.
I do want to mention, though, Denise Millet, one of the things I love about you and I, this is what I'm going to say about you and I, is we've had a lot of fun. You are definitely someone who answers questions for me, and I appreciate the fact that you do that. I think when you are having questions and you're being bombarded with SEO information that's way beyond what's even possible for, like you've spoken about, for less than a whole team of people,
Right.
and you're a new entrepreneur, or you're an entrepreneur doing a lot of your own stuff, I think it's important to have someone like you to go to. So go ahead, Denise. Sorry.
I'm sorry, I'm talking over you. I said thank you. I appreciate that. I really don't want anybody to be overwhelmed. I don't think it's necessary. I think I really want people to use these things. So,
Well, this is a clip from our conversation when we did an interview, and I was asking you all kinds of questions. So we'll talk a little bit more about where you can go and ask questions as well. But let's see what your question that you answered for me. My question, wait, let me back this up. My question you answered this week. You're the go-to for answers. I'm the go-to for questions. There you go. Should you include graphics or images in your content?
oh, absolutely. I believe we all have a tendency towards what we like as far as consuming content. Some people are visual, some people are readers, skimmers. There are people that like audio, video and audio. So I believe that you should provide interesting, exciting content for people to consume in all the different formats to make it easy for them to consume your content for all the different types whenever you can. Because sometimes we don't want to read, and sometimes we're on a phone, we don't want to read, we want to watch a video, or we want to listen to something instead. You know, we're also bombarded with content everywhere we go. Skimming, people read fast, and skimming headlines and bulleted lists, that tells them whether they want to stay or not and read the detail or listen to the video even. So you really have to give those clues and let people consume it the way that works for them.
Denise Millet is the findability queen, search marketing consultant, technology simplifier, host of the virtual scavenger hunt, published author, summit leader, and GME roving reporter. And this week's co-host. Love it, Denise. Well, you have something you say all the time, that if they can't find you, they can't do business with you. And I love this. Your book is sitting behind me and behind you. Wait, I was like, wait, which way is it? It's there. In there. That's right. Denise has an amazing book, but I will tell you, if you want to know an answer to something and you want the easy button, I would say definitely go to Denise's YouTube channel, because at Findability Queen, because if you all haven't figured it out already, she is definitely the Findability Queen. But Denise, you have built an amazing, really new channel is what I'm going to call it, because you've set it up where people can go and get answers for their SEO and tech questions right there, right on the channel.
And short, sweet, techie, no techie jargon, all, you know, here's the question, here's the answer. That's sometimes the most frustration, I think, sometimes of videos. You don't want to watch 20 minutes. You have a specific question, you want an answer. So that's the way it's set up. And I'm hoping it's as helpful as it could be.
Well, go and subscribe to the channel, because she's putting out content daily. She's getting even more answers. So there you go. I would say go subscribe to Denise's channel. And let me just say this. We've set records with our website, thanks to Denise. And Adam, who is our amazing interview king, has also set records. He's at, I don't know this for sure. I'm not sure he's at 1.7, but I think he's right on the cusp of 1.7 million. So that's a lot.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So there you go. And speaking of Adam, Denise, we could head over to his amazing interview with Dan Watt, who is the producer, director of Everybody Dance, the documentary that everyone needs to go watch if you haven't already seen it. I believe it's on Prime still. So go check it out, because it is phenomenal. But he actually had the privilege of interviewing Dan. So he's pulled some juicy bits for us.
Thanks, Kim. It's Adam, and I'm not back in my closet, but I am excited to bring you today's Entrepreneurs and Entertainment segment, which features a clip from my 2025 interview with Emmy Award-winning producer Dan Watt. How did you come up with the name Dance and Dan Productions?
You know, the universe and God puts those things in your brain when they're supposed to be there, and for whatever reason, Ron started creating a business card, but I didn't have the name yet, and he put 2 tap shoes as the D, one of the tap shoes as the beginning of the D for Dan. And I thought, so Dan Watt, but there's 1 tap shoe. And I thought, but I need 2 tap shoes because you have 2 feet. And I said, okay, Dance and Dan. And so that was it. And I thought, I'm not going to question it. Well, you can question things and you can talk yourself out of it because you run it over in your head and question 58,000 times. You ask 50 people, you will get 50 different answers. Don't do it.
And that is today's Entrepreneurs and Entertainment. It's back to you in the GME studio.
Adam Rothenberg is the interview king, media personality, creator of the Call Me Adam entertainment platform, published author, podcast host, red carpet correspondent, associate producer, and GME roving reporter.
Gosh, that's so true. Do you trust your gut? I mean, how hard is that to learn? It is so hard to learn in life and in business. So I just love that.
I think when you're an entrepreneur and you're trying to either brand or rebrand, because a lot of people rebrand as well, they go through that process, Denise, of making all those decisions, and they that it's amazing to hear the stories of why someone chose something.
It is. It really is. And it helps make it easier for other people too, because then you're like, oh, well, that's how he did it. Then my way's just fine.
Exactly. Well, Adam's segment is actually called Entrepreneurs in Entertainment because he is all about entertainment and all about the celebrities and all about amazing humans. And I want to make sure everybody knows you can go and get more juicy bits from lots of entrepreneurs on his entertainment platform. It is the Call Me Adam platform. It's callmeadam.com. And I think that it is an amazing, place to go. He's got all kinds of behind the curtain stories. He's got different things that he has done for celebrations. He's got his favorite things. Like, there's just a lot of things. You also can get his book there. But right there's Mel B. Let me just call that out right off the gate. And you can sign up to have him send you a copy of the digest every week. I think that Adam is so fun, and having the ability to have entertainment and do the things, like we do so many hard things as entrepreneurs. I think having an escape of entertainment is amazing. But then you find out tidbits like that, how Dan picked out his name. So win.
Always. I love it. Adam's an inspiration for all the work that he does. Mm-hmm. He really is. And I have to say, another entrepreneur that we love that inspires us every day to look at ourselves differently as we age and we grow and as we become entrepreneurs is Yvonne Marchese. And I think we should look at her segment on entrepreneurship later in life.
Kim and Carrie. This is Yvonne Marchese coming to you as a roving reporter for Good Morning Entrepreneurs. I'm your resident age agitator here to talk about later in life entrepreneurship. And I'm coming in hot today. I want to talk about failing forward. It's the F word. Fail. We all fear it, don't we? The reason I'm coming in hot today is because I just failed forward. I tried something new. with my salty sister, Kat Corchado. We tried going into an audio room that we've never run in before after our live stream of the Salty Sisters with a guest, and things went a little haywire technically, and we lost the connection. But we learned something while we were in there, and we're going to do it again. And that is the failing forward part of it, because we're going to learn from it and we're going to move forward and do it some more until it becomes smooth. So I just want to encourage you not to be afraid of failing and to lean into it and push through it. If there's something you want to do in your business that you're holding off on because you want to be perfect, you want to have it all figured out ahead of time, push yourself. Go before you're ready. That's all for now. Back to you, Kim and Carrie.
Yvonne Marchese is the president of the Age Agitators Club, creator of the Aging Playfully Play Shop, podcast host, published author, branding photographer, summit leader, and GME roving reporter. Yvonne is definitely a powerhouse, let me say that. And her podcast, Late Bloomer Living podcast, is amazing. Let me say that first. 200 bazillion episodes. No, I think it's 220. I'm not sure. 226 maybe?
Over 4 years worth?
Yeah, she's done such a phenomenal job. And I really want to, I guess, encourage everyone. Go to your podcatcher, whatever your favorite podcatcher is, and check out Late Bloomer Living. Subscribe and get to know some of the people Yvonne knows. Because she's almost like Adam in the fact that she interviews a lot of people, but they are people who are talking about being late bloomers in some way, or they're talking about playing more. Yvonne is a playaholic. Let me just say that. And I love it. But I also want to give a shout out quickly. She mentioned the Salty Sisters. Well, today, after we're done here at GME, a little bit later in the morning, the Salty Sisters are going to be live. They're live streaming today. So I am just saying, she was talking about failing forward. I'm going to fail forward in front of you all and say, I wish I would have had the graphic for the Salty Sisters, but I did not go get it. I did not think about it until too late. So Kat and Yvonne, I'm just telling you out loud, I'm sorry for failing out loud in front of everyone on Good Morning Entrepreneurs, but I am going to say that everyone should go listen to that live stream as well, because they are definitely fun.
They are. And if we waited for everything to be perfect, we would never, ever do anything. So we have to fight that fear of failure all the time, right?
Jimmy wouldn't exist.
So we're going to hear from our next person is Military Minute. And this segment is sponsored by the Sisters in Service podcast. And we love this segment because it just brings a different perspective to life as an entrepreneur from our wonderful Kat Corchado, a military veteran.
When you're thinking about being in the military, and I'm assuming that being told what to do and you're doing what you're told, did you feel heard in that situation? And how does that translate now into being heard in business?
I feel that I was very lucky. Most times with my job, I was either one of two women or the only woman in the office. I had male supervisors that took care of me in a way that they made sure that I thrived. They would hear me out. That was something that I didn't really realize until after I was out of the military. But it's so important as an entrepreneur to have not just a team, but people around you that hear and listen to you. listen to you when you say, you know what, this is so hard. I'm not even sure I want to do this anymore. Or I had a great day. This is what happened. And they cheer for you. Or I'm struggling and I can't figure this out. And someone says, I can help. Let me help you. So I think being heard either as an entrepreneur or being heard in the military or wherever you are is so important. Because when you're not heard, you feel invisible. When you feel invisible, you feel like no one cares. And when you feel like no one cares, you feel, why bother? And no one should ever feel that way, ever.
Amazing.
When Kat's talking about feeling invisible or unheard, I think that's very common for business owners and entrepreneurs to have that feeling that they're trying to build something and maybe not everyone's understanding yet. So I do think that that's a very timely topic, I will call it, Denise Millet, because we are actually hosting in just not even 2 weeks, in 12 days. Is that right? 12 days?
Yes.
We are hosting.
Shorter. Is it 12 days?
I'm not actually sure. I can't
It's
remember.
10 days. 10 days.
We have our beautimous, I can never get this right, y'all, just so you know. We have our beautiful I Am a Fierce Entrepreneur mugs that are lovely to drink out of, but that is from us doing the Fierce Entrepreneur Summit. And that whole invisible, not being heard and all of that, I think that that is part of what the discussion will probably be for the summit, because it's the behind the scenes of entrepreneur life, which is different than what most people realized.
Yes, yes. We had a great conversation this morning, actually, in Clubhouse about some of the topics we're going to talk about in the summit. And I think it surprises people when you hear what they share, that there's so commonality of some of the things that you don't even think of when you enter into entrepreneurship. And I'm hoping that we have a great conversation. I know we will, actually. We always do. So
always.
Fun bunch.
Always. And if anyone wants to come and participate, there will be like a live chat. It will be live. So you are actually welcome to come and ask questions or share your story with us too during the summit. We want to make sure everyone knows that it's participatory.
Absolutely. And if you're really interested, we'd love to connect with you too at the after party afterwards.
Ooh,
so if you
yeah.
head over to the My Sexy Business website, and in the top bar, it will let you sign up, and we'll send you the link to the after party or the after gathering, where we just kind of recoup and chat. And we'd love to meet you and love to talk to you.
A lot of times the conversation continues. That's what we'll call it. Well, you are tuning into Good Morning Entrepreneurs for show number 103. 103 shows. I'm still shocked. And today's theme is Confidence Leads to Authority. I will say, Denise, that the summit is a good example of practicing conversations and practicing leadership and practicing a lot of things that lead to confidence, which also leads to authority in your business.
Absolutely. And it helps us learn to listen to one another better. And that also breeds a lot of confidence and authority as well. So I love these experiences. Something else that I love is that we get a lot of feedback on this show from so many people. And we've asked for people to submit questions. We hope you will too, if you're watching. And we have this week's question we've chosen is, can I fake it until I make it in business? What do you think, Kim?
I have to giggle on this because this actually came up on the last summit, if you remember, Denise, that it was brought up, and I do not believe in faking it until you make it. I think you can act as if. I think there's a way to build confidence by practicing and doing those kind of things. But if you're faking something, you are actually causing your confidence to leak out. because of the fact it's not true. And so I think that there's a fine line. I do think that there's a fine line, and I want no one to fake it and play with imposter syndrome and do all of those kind of things. Practice and get confidence in the right way so that you don't leak it out when you have an opportunity to speak at an event, or you have an opportunity to do something to be in front of other people. I think it's important not to fake it till you make it.
I agree. And briefly, I'm going to say that body language doesn't lie. And there's one thing I've learned being an entrepreneur on a screen now is that you can't hide how you feel about some of these. And if you're not super confident, it comes through whether you try to put on a face or not. And it's the rare person that can put on a total face. I think you really should work on the inner workings and then let that shine through. So
good answer, Denise Millet. I will say that. I also want to point to, because we are talking about confidence this week, I want to point to a short series we did on the Buckets and Boom Gates podcast. Jill Olish and I do that podcast together. Carrie Zarb and I started it. Let me just give credit where credit's due. And then she passed the baton to Jill to continue on. But we were talking about how leaking confidence happens, how borrowing confidence can happen. Like, there's several episodes of confidence. And I think it's just worth a mention here to let everybody know that if you aren't already, listening to the podcast, go check it out. Jill and I just have conversation. We make a lot of confessions, Denise. We make a lot of confessions.
Buckets and Boom Gates Confessions podcast. It is a very powerful podcast and fun too. So you guys are great to listen to, I have to admit.
Thank you. Well, as entrepreneurs, I'm just going to throw this little piece out there. Buckets and Boom Gates affects every business owner and every entrepreneur, because the buckets are a way to break things down into like smaller pieces. And the Boom Gates are setting up boundaries so you actually have a life while you're building a business. So I think that's an important note to make. But absolutely. I will tell you, my little podcast and co-host for Buckets and Boom Gates is rocking on with her segment for mama entrepreneurs, and she's talking about podcasting today.
Thanks, Kim. What are some things you're excited to be working on? I am excited to be working on my podcast. I did not think that when I started my entrepreneurship adventure that I would be starting a podcast, no less, be a host on 4 of them. And here we are today. But I am not just excited about being a podcaster, but about where I will go next. There are some big milestones happening for Linda and I, Linda Bonney, who's a roving reporter, on our podcast together. And there's some things happening on my personal podcast with my husband for Mama Outspoken. Both are going to start requiring me to ask questions, which I find challenging, surprisingly. I am a terrible question asker, and I just need to keep getting better at it. And I'm sure that will happen as I continue to progress in this project of podcasting. So I look forward to it. It is both terrifying and exciting, just like most things I do in entrepreneurship and motherhood. So just because it's terrifying, it could still be exciting. I hope you have something exciting that you are working on this year. Back to you in the GME studio.
Jill Olish is the ambassador of moms, founder and leader of the Mama Outspoken Village, published author, podcast host, executive team leader of My Sexy Business, host of the Vision Board Party, associate producer, and GME roving reporter.
She's so amazing. Just amazing. I love her podcasts.
I have to giggle, and I'm going to tell on them. But Adam got after Jill for saying that she wasn't a good question asker. And I am giggling because Jill and I actually do a private podcast for our community that's called 5 and 15 Interview Leadership Series. And we literally ask 5 questions each episode for that podcast about leadership.
And what are you on, 50 some episodes of?
We just recorded 60, Denise. I had to ask, just so you know. I had to ask.
5 questions for 60 episodes she's asked.
That doesn't even count all the other places that she's like asked questions. But I am giggling because to this day, we just recorded another episode of that podcast. And to this day, she says that's her worst thing as a leader. She hates asking questions. So I am making a confession for you, Jill. She's squealing in the green room, but it makes me giggle. So if you go to the Mama Outspoken Village, let me just say this. You won't have to worry about being grilled because Jill's not asking questions.
She's listening.
No, I appreciate all that Jill does because Jill has made herself extremely vulnerable. Her and Bobby have this amazing podcast that was actually birthed. She wrote a book called Mama Outspoken, and Bobby was in the book as well. He does the podcast with Jill, and they share things. I will just say, we'll call them unedited. We'll say that. It's unedited because they share a lot of very vulnerable things about what it's like to have a traumatic birth, have, postpartum depression, rage, like all the things. And I think it's such a great thing she's doing in the world, Denise, that
the courage, the bravery. We all say we wish we had Jill back when we had our kids. And I can only say kudos to Bobby for being so forthright and willing. And that just says so much about their partnership that they're doing this, because I am sure that the father of my children would not have stepped up. Let me just say that. He was a good person. He's a good person, but it would not have been his cup of tea.
Well, cup of tea, spilling the tea right here on GME.
That's what we're all about here, sharing TMI, too much information.
I just think it's important if you're a mama or a new mama or you know one, be sure and refer them over to Mama Outspoken. Everything. I'm going to just say that. Podcast, book is on Amazon. It's got a village that you can come and actually get support. It's online, but it's also living. It's live. So there you go.
And our next roving reporter is the famous, fierce Cat Corchado. And she's like trying to help us all be healthier and well in every aspect. And she's a podcaster too. So she's amazing as an entrepreneur. She wants us all to be motivated and find out how we can stay motivated to keep working out. And that is a challenge that we all have.
Oh, yeah. How do you stay motivated to keep up with your fitness routine while managing the challenges of entrepreneurship?
That word motivation, I hear this all the time. I'm just not motivated. And I get it. But then I think about the other side of it. I understand what I'm going to feel like after. So that motivates me to work out because I know how I'm going to feel afterwards. Motivation is something that comes not from within you. I'm not motivated to take the garbage out. Okay, what's the other side of that? The garbage doesn't get taken out. Now your house smells like garbage. Is that what you want? You're like, well, no. Okay, then you take the garbage out. I feel as though motivation comes from feeling good. And people always say, you look great. And I go, I feel great because I do. And the motivation comes from helping others to work out. When other people get that aha, that light bulb moment, that motivates me because now they're starting to understand. And I know that as I get older, it's even more crucial for me to stay healthy and to be well in every single way. Is it more maintenance? Yes, it is. Every year I get older, I realize it's even more crucial to do what I need to do to stay healthy. So motivation is feeling good. My joints don't hurt. My muscles are efficient. My metabolism is working. So that's the motivation for me.
Pat Corchado is a proud military veteran, health and wellness professional, founder of Small Space Pilates, movement specialist for injury, illness, and cancer recovery, podcast host, published author, and GME roving reporter.
Amazing.
She is amazing, and she is a movement specialist. Let's call her by her right title, Denise, and has done wonders for all of us who work out with her in her Small Space Pilates. I think that's an amazing place and space that the commute is very short. I get to stay home.
My sweats.
Exactly. We can wear what we want and do, like, keep our health, keep our wellness going without having to go out and do things that, you know, it would take me an hour extra just to go to town to work out. So I am grateful of the opportunity I have to work out with her multiple times a week.
And it's a full, it's not just Pilates. It's a full body kind of approach. You know, it's showing you ways that work for you, even if you're in a group, and making sure that you do the things you can to make progress, but don't go crazy. So you don't have that, oh, I can't do that, you know, so you stop. It's like you do it what you can for you, and it really makes it so much more doable.
Well, I love the take she has on Small Space Pilates. The Yacht Club is what we affectionately call it, because she literally has sent a life preserver to all of us. Some of us have been injured or came back from illness. Some have come from a place of cancer diagnosis, and Kat helps with all of that. She also gives away a free week. So if you're not sure if Cat's your flavor, or you want to check it out and just see if you can work out and do some things, go sign up. They're like graciously showing the website for Kat so that you can, so it feels familiar when you get there. Let me say that. You can go and check it out and sign up. And she's amazing. She'll meet with you and help you figure out, you know, what you need to do.
Yeah, it's wonderful. I tell everybody I know that needs it. She also has a library of videos too. So if you can't attend the classes, that really helps too. So you can still fit in what you need wherever you are. So it's great.
It's amazing. And I just want to drop this little tidbit, Denise, to go with it. In the library, there are actually 11-minute workouts. So you have the choice of working out a full workout, or she also has some like really quick ones. So she does stretching and weight training and HIIT workouts and like all kinds of things. So there you go. There you go. All the things.
All the things at once.
Well, let me just giggle about this next segment. I'm going to like frame it a little bit, because this is a funny that's coming up, and I'm going to have to get the exact date. I failed to do this before we started. There's a special day coming up, and Donna Bender, our roving reporter, interviewed someone very special for this day that I have to get the exact date, which day it is. But she interviewed her about branded products and how to actually stand out. Like you would stand out. You don't have to dress up in a costume like Donna does for us, but you can stand out from the competition by listening to some of the things that Donna suggests.
Hi, this is Donna Bender, and today's Surprise and Delight marketing segment is on how does branded products drive visibility. And I am thrilled to have as my guest someone who does this professionally. So welcome, Chiquita Banana. Hi, Donna. Thanks so much for asking me to be your guest. Chiquita, I thought because you're a professional banana, you might be able to shed some light on a topic today about standing out from the crowd, or in other words, driving visibility to your brand. So I'd like to focus on how branded products can do that. Can you explain? Of course, branded products are a valuable marketing strategy since they leave a lasting impression on everyone who receives one. So the branded products you select should represent your business, the specific market you serve, and they should tell a memorable story about your company. Can you tell me why branded giveaways are the #1 advertising strategy? Sure, Donna. The right branded products will get your message into the right hands of your customers. Plus, it will remind them of your brand for a long time, unlike a newspaper ad that goes right out of sight the moment you flip the page. Did you know that 72% of consumers believe that the quality of a branded product is directly related to the reputation of that company? That is an amazing stat. You know, Chiquita, I'm sure our viewers would love to know what kind of branded products you like to give away. Well, I love to give out bags at fun events. I can have a great image of myself on the bag and people would recognize me. But there's so many great products out there and so many companies doing things with full color. So a screen cleaner is a great idea, or drinkware. But, you know, I love to charge people up. So a backup charger is a great product as well. By creating a distinct brand identity using the right branded products, a company can differentiate themselves from their competitors. The company has the right message and uses the right products and gifts to get that message into the hands of the right audience. It gives them an edge, and they will stand out in a crowded marketplace.
Donna Bender is a master givologist, branding product strategist, corporate marketing trainer, published author, host of The Big Show and Tell, summit leader, and GME roving reporter.
Amazing.
We had to get the date for the Chiquita Banana Day. It's actually April the 16th. I need you to confirm that in the green room, please, because I see a different date, but I tried to look it up for 2025. Is it Chiquita Banana Day? Is that the right date? We need confirmation, Denise, to make
We
sure.
do. So I can put it on my calendar right away. It's not there just yet, I have to say. So
I think
April's
it's
a busy
amazing.
month.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's amazing that, it came from the green room. It's April 17th. I apologize.
Oh, okay.
So here's the part about what Donna said that always makes me excited is branded products used to be beyond me. Let me just say that. They used to be something I didn't understand until she came into my world. And the fact that you can literally get more sales, not of branded products, but of whatever your business is, you can get your name out there. You can stand out. I do not have to wear a banana on my head to get that stand out. Let me say that. But the fact that Donna has all this wisdom to share with us is really a big deal. And she has something called The Big Show and Tell, which is on her YouTube channel, which is at Donna Bender Giving. I think anyone who has ever wondered how they could love on their clients by showing appreciation, or wanted to put something in a swag bag, or anything in between, Donna is the one to go to. She is the branding and marketing strategist around here, and we appreciate all that she does. So subscribe to her channel. Come watch The Big Show and Tell the last Tuesday of every month. And
she's elevated our thinking on branded products. It's no longer just the throwaway kind of ideas or the things that you get and you don't want. These are actually thinking about who's going to use it and how and what's going to have an impact. And if we look at our shelves, we can see examples of many different things And she really shares such great wisdom with us that she's brought from corporate and her own experience in so many different ways. So I don't know what I'd do without Donna and her thinking, because she really helps us understand it all. So
Agreed, Denise Millet.
for sure. So let's see. Are we talking about the summit at all, Kim?
I think we might do it during the next segment. I will put my cup back up there because I just realized something fun. Donna is actually the one that helped us get these.
Exactly. Yes, she
Didn't
did.
even make the connection until we were live. Sorry, y'all.
We take her for granted sometimes.
I know, right?
So, but I think we might head over into our next fun segment, which is Princess Speak, where we talk about our own entrepreneurial language in our community.
I love it. So Princess Speak is the simple business language for entrepreneurs and business owners that our community uses on the daily. And I think it's an important thing that everyone speaks the same language so you at least understand what somebody's saying. This week's phrase, it's not a word, it's a phrase this week, is changing your stars. Bear with me for story time for a minute. So I don't watch a lot of TV. I'll just say this, but I have one of my favorite movies. I actually built an entire business from this movie because of the things that caught my attention and changed some of my thinking. So Changing Your Stars is something that was in A Knight's Tale, which is a movie that came out quite a while ago. But I love the fact that his dad actually told the son that he could change his stars. He told him it was possible. Everyone around him was telling him it wasn't possible. He was born a peasant, he would stay a peasant. He was never going to be a knight. And the story goes through the movie, just so you know, that he did change his stars. He became a knight and was knighted in all of the things. Well, it's super fun. The movie's super fun and funny. But one of the things that I appreciate about being able to change your stars is the fact that we entrepreneurs sometimes are told we can't do something. We're told that it's not possible. And this entire show, 103 of them to be exact so far, are for that opposite. We want to show you what is possible because changing your stars actually does fall in your hands. You have the opportunity to change your stars in your business, in your entrepreneurial life, in your life that's supported by your business if you build the right kind of business. So whatever it is you're thinking is impossible, don't put it away just yet. Think about how you could change your stars today.
Wow. That's so deep. Like, I agree, Kim, because I do think we enter entrepreneurship with thoughts and ideas, but we limit them. We don't really think always about all the possibilities. And it's so helpful to give yourself the time to sit down and to dream and to think about all the different ways you can do things, because when you're on your own and you have a community supporting you, you can do so many things that you've never imagined if you just give yourself the space and grace to try. So
I have to say, A Knight's Tale is one of my favorite movies. So this makes me happy. But yeah, I mean, entrepreneurs are defying the odds. Like, and I think that's probably one of the biggest fears that people may have in starting their entrepreneurial adventure is that how can they change their trajectory of their lives? And it's totally possible if you find the right people to surround yourself with, the right niche, just the things that to make you light up and make this not a heavy lift. Like, there's ways, and I know we're challenged otherwise, and I am excited to see some of the paths that a lot of us are on together and where we are changing the stars for ourselves and our own stories. So I think this is very motivational, and I hope that you listening are taking lots of notes today, because it is very possible.
I wholeheartedly agree that it's possible. I mean, in my lifetime, I never thought I'd be a king. And look, I have a crown. I'm the interview king, as Kim has so nicely dedicated it to me. And so it is possible to change your direction. But I think one quality that has helped me a lot in my entrepreneurial journey is that of flexibility, because so many times I've had to be flexible, whether it's rescheduling an interview, sometimes mid-interview, something comes up and you just have to ask for it to be rescheduled. Not necessarily from my end, but sometimes from the guest end, they ask if it could be changed and you're in the middle of doing the interview with them. But if you don't have that flexibility, then that could cause some kind of issue. But if you have that quality, it helps to keep them happy, keeps you happy. You'll get the interview eventually, maybe not in that moment. So I think flexibility is a good quality to have.
Great, Adam. And I have to giggle because this is an audible, and let me just say this out loud. Everybody panics when I do this, but it's okay. Everybody's going to be okay. So I've been teasing something to Jill, because Jill and I, look at her, take a deep breath. Jill and I do Buckets and Boom Gates. We mentioned it earlier, podcast together. And I'm giggling because the part I didn't tell her, we're doing a 3-part series on courage that we're going to be recording next week. We're starting it. And the truth is, I am going to tell a tale about A Knight's Tale, the business that I built from the lessons I learned from the movie, and a lot of confessions wrapped around it. So I think this is lovely. I didn't even know that was one of your movies you even liked, Jill. And so for that to be the case, I'm very excited about recording that, because I'll give you all a little tiny baby. All of these are the things I want to not forget for those 3 podcast episodes, because it's so serious to me. I'm talking, I built a very successful business from the principles I learned in that movie. And I just giggle because I can't even remember what year it came out. It's been a while.
I love it. I have to rewatch it now, because I don't
That's what I'm thinking.
From that perspective. I just enjoyed it. I guess I need to listen better.
I'm gonna go get myself some questions to ask for our episode now.
So that makes me very happy. Let me say that out loud. That's everybody's homework. Whatever you did not see a possibility for you in this show, watch the show again. And if you want to learn the principles before you listen to the podcast, come with your notes from A Knight's Tale, and who knows, we might be addressing all the things, Jill. We appreciate you being with us every week. Let me just say out loud how much we are grateful for everyone who watches the show and everyone who sends us feedback and sends us questions and sends us the things. We appreciate your support, and we appreciate the fact that you are having a good time with us. We want this to be a with us. So we hope you take the possibilities and run with them. We also hope you understand to take the courage that leads to authority. And we will see you when you change, because you're changing your stars. We'll see you next week. Love y'all. Join us next Friday at 7 a.m. Central.
This is the team signing off for Good Morning Entrepreneurs.